This episode of Access to the Arts is being made possible through the support of First Bank Richmond, with 8 locations serving Wayne County. First Bank Richmond and you, doing great things together.
Hi, I'm Eric. Thanks for joining me on this month's Access to the Arts. Before we get started, I need to thank Whitney Reeves for sitting in and guest hosting last month. We'll talk to her during the show, find out if she'll be willing to do that again. Coming up on this show, we'll find out about city arts, we'll talk to Joe Lapone from Earlham College, find out what's happening at DIVA, and a whole lot more as we access the arts in the fall in Wayne County. To this edition to Access to the Arts. I appreciate you joining us as we spend a little time in Elstro Plaza on an early fall day. The meteorologists don't say it's fall yet, but we know everything after Labor Day falls into that. I'm joined first by Joe Lapone, who is now the Director of Events for Earlham College. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
How has it been so far, kind of completely stepping into the reins and knowing it's all on you?
Well, it's been exciting. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been good. It's hard to fill the shoes of Lynn Knight, who's been there for about 30 years, so I'm doing my best to keep everything going for the college. So
as you head into the fall, it's always a busy time. You all have a new president.
Sure.
I know you had she had a convocation a few weeks ago, but you've got events that the community can come and enjoy, and community can come and enjoy your convocations. So as we look into the coming months, what do you have for us?
Sure. So October is going to be a kind of a busy month for Earlham College. We are actually sponsoring Peace and Justice Week here at Earlham. It's October 7th through the 11th. We have 2 well-known speakers coming in Monday, October 7th at 7 p.m. We have Azita Shashashani. She is a legal and advocacy director for Project South based in Georgia, and she'll talk a little about the kind of the policies on United States and Iran, how we have had our differences and how we need to work through those challenges. And then on Wednesday, October the 9th, we have Muhammad Muhaisin. He is a National Geographic photographer and Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, and he will come in and talk a lot about his photography and how it empowers refugees, because you know refugees are all over across the world, how he centers his time on that and how the world can better support those refugees. So we have those 2 events that are going to be pretty popular for the college.
Okay. Free, open to the public?
Free and open to the public. So, community members are always welcome to attend these events.
Okay. There's always entertainment, as it were, beyond just the speakers. What do you have lined up?
So we have coming up, I know in November, we have a lot of, it's our musical department season. That's what I like to call it. So we have a lot of music department events. November 2nd is our annual Jazz Cushion. And then pretty much November 15th, 16th, and 17th, we have the Electric Orchestra. We have the choral concert. We have gospel revs. So those are always standard that we've always do, but we always try to add a little flair to it this time around.
3 straight days. What time are those performances?
So most of them are all at 7:30, except for Sunday, which is the 17th, November 17th. We have a concert at 4 o'clock, so it's the chamber concert. And then we have at 7 o'clock is our gospel revs. So everything's at 7:30 Friday and Saturday, and then just be mindful of some time differences on that Sunday.
Cool. I know that we're going to catch up with you during the course of the semester, the rest of this one as well as the next one, because I know as you head into the spring, things get real busy also. Yeah. What else does the community need to know about some of the venues that you have there? Because the venues have spread over the last couple of years.
Sure. We have a lot of great spaces at Earlham, and I think a lot of the community, they don't realize that until they actually step foot. We always have our beautiful Goddard Auditorium, which is still retained its historical charm. Then we have a more modernized Lingle Recital Hall. It's new, it's only a couple years old, where we hold most of our musical department events. We have Wilkinson Theater, which is located in our Runyon Student Center. It holds actually a lot of various events. I'm actually including, we have a musical and theater performance called Company. It's a award-winning musical coming up, and I know in November. We're trying to finalize all of that, but we have a lot of great spaces, and we really encourage the community to take part in a lot of these events because most of them are free.
All right, Joe, appreciate the time today.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Tell us what made you decide to get into ceramics, pottery.
Well, it started, my dad got a wheel at an auction, and I had clay down by the river, and so I was playing on the wheel with this clay that had rocks in it, and my mom's like, well, would you like to have a class? And I said, sure. And so I got started on my first class, took my first class with Bob Brown here in Richmond.
What made you decide to start your own business?
Well, I loved to make it so much that it kind of accumulated, and I said, I can't make any more unless I do something with it. So after high school, going through college, I'd sell it for tuition so I could pay for college. And it just kind of evolved, and I fell in love with it and kept doing it.
For some people, it's art. You seem to be doing things that are more useful, people can actually use. Why is that?
I really focused on functional because I really wanted to be able to use it. I found that if you can use it, you can usually sell it. You have higher end pieces that are a lot more money, they don't sell as often, and I needed the money. So I started out making functional pieces. I've kind of expanded that into like lamps, but still most of it is functional. You use it in the kitchen or in the house at some point.
What inspires you as you continue to go through this? I know you started doing this, you said just kind of clay and sand, but something else has kind of kept you going. Who do you look to? Are there other artists who have inspired you that you kind of follow behind or anything?
Scott Schaefer really was an inspiration growing up. He's a local potter here in Richmond. He's been, I don't know how long he's been a potter. And he was so, his pottery was so nice. I really aspired to do something close to what he did. But if you start with a mound of clay and it's nothing and you make it into something and then you can use it, and it's just really satisfying to be able to do that. And then you make it beautiful. And then once you make it, you can add so many different facets to it that it's interesting to see what you can do. So there's a challenge there too. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We're speaking with Jay Connard, who is the director. Let's just call him the director.
Okay,
how about that?
That's fine.
You get it for all of it.
Yeah.
Richmond Community Orchestra. Thanks a lot for spending some time.
Well, my pleasure.
You've got a show coming up, first one for this season, as
Correct.
it were, coming up in Goddard Auditorium later in October. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
Well, it will be Sunday, October 27th, 3:30 in Goddard on Earlham's campus. And it will be kind of a fantasy show of various exotic sounds from around the world. And we got Russian music and a number called In a Persian Market. So it's kind of some exotic sounds there. New pieces for the orchestra. Some old favorites that people might recognize. Okay. They may not know where they've heard it before, maybe in an old movie or something, but some really fun music. It'll be a family-friendly concert, and it's a good way to start our 11th season. So we've been around a while now.
3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Great place to see you all perform, actually.
Yeah. It's a very intimate place. The acoustics are very good. There's no bad seat in the house.
Okay. That's also where you all are going to do your holiday show. We want to get that on people's calendars because you all kick off pretty early. Thanksgiving weekend is normally when you hold that.
Yes. This year Thanksgiving falls a little later in November, so December 1st is the first Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And December 1st, also at 3:30 in Goddard, will be our holiday concert. We'll be joined by the Eaton Area Community Choir, a volunteer group out of Eaton, Ohio. I also direct that group. so it's easy for me to get them together on the same page.
That's why you're the director.
Yes, I'm the director, yeah.
How often does that group perform? Now, you have your work with the community orchestra.
Yeah.
I know you do some playing on the side. I've caught you with a number of different folks. But how often do you have the Eaton Community Chorus out?
They perform about 4 times a year, and maybe if there's a special event in the community, they may do a holiday concert. This year I have them performing with the high school choir over there to do a combined concert to kind of introduce some intergenerational musicians there. So.
But you've got that intergenerational thing going on with the community orchestra. You and I were talking beforehand.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty good range of age with that orchestra.
Yeah, right now we have a young man who's 15, and we have a violinist who's 90. And it's fun to kind of look out over the orchestra and see that range of ages that can perform together. And
a lot of different talent. Still time for people to get involved with the community orchestra if they're just hearing about them for the first time?
That's right. In fact, our first rehearsal is Monday night tonight, the September 9th. So we try to get 7 or 8 rehearsals in before each concert, and we'll start and we'll see who comes tonight and what I have to work with.
And they can jump in a little bit later if they need to.
That's right. Yes.
Jay, thank you very much for the time and the work you do for us.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We're enjoying Elstro Plaza on this nice day, and we just keep changing people in the seat. You know, you set up a chair, just kick back, and people come and talk to you. I love this job. John Cook from Civic Hall Performing Arts Center is with us. John, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
You are in the 26th season for Civic Hall Performing Arts Center. Sounds like you've got a great lineup. We're going to be a couple months in. Your first show is here.
Almost.
It's going to be good.
Yep.
Who do you got coming in?
Pretty excited. October 5th, we have the fabulous Equinox Orchestra coming in. They're originally from New Orleans and recently, I guess, transplanted themselves in their home bases out of Savannah, Georgia. Okay. They're a big band orchestra with vocalists that sound very much like Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack kind of stylings. With a modern twist to it. They're amazing. They're really amazing. Yeah.
What kind of songs? Now you mentioned that it's not only kind of the Frank Sinatra type of things, but they're also doing some more modern music too.
Yeah, they are. They do the Great American Songbook, which is always, you can't go wrong with that. But they also do some Motown stuff. So they have kind of a funk feel sometimes. They do some rock tunes. I don't know if I can't remember any tunes right off the top of my head, but they kind of bridge different genres. Okay, so I think that it'll appeal to all types of people, especially our normal patrons, but people that haven't been to Civic Hall. It'd be something that you want to come check out because they also have a more modern flair to it. And if you've never seen a performance at Civic Hall, you'd want to come check it out because it's a great place to hear a performance.
You always have some great shows, but you always really kind of have one headliner or superstar as the year is. That's your November show coming up. Ronnie Millsap, a voice that a lot of people would know, whether you like pop or country music, because he really crossed over in the 70s and 80s.
He sure did, and he's still singing incredibly well. He was just on a PBS special. He's just put together in the last year a duets album with all of there's famous country artists that are singing with him, and they're doing duets of his songs from the past, from the 70s and 80s.
Nice.
And that's an album that's out. So he'll be here on November 9th. It's almost sold out. There's, I think, around 50 tickets left. So if you want to come see Ronnie Millsap here in Richmond, you want to get your ticket as soon as you can.
You all have a busy fall because not only do you have your Proudly Presenting series, but your venue is also where the Symphony Orchestra plays.
Yes,
the school events are held there.
Yeah.
How do you all keep it all moving, and how can people find out what's going on?
If you'd like to go to our website, it's www.civichall.com. You can find out all of our performances as far as the Proudly Presenting series, and then there's also information in there that can get you tied into whether it's the Richmond Symphony Orchestra, who start their series or their season in 2 weeks, not this Saturday but the next Saturday, I believe it's their first performance at Civic Hall.
And individual tickets for your proudly presenting series are now available.
At Civic Hall box office at 765-973-3350, and call and talk to Cindy. She's our box office manager, and she can hook you up with some really good tickets.
John Cook with Civic Hall Performing Arts Center. Definitely check them out. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We are enjoying Elstro Plaza and keep changing the people in the seats. We have the occasional host of this program. We'll talk her into it yet. Whitney Reeves. Whitney, how are you?
I'm doing well, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing great. How did you enjoy sitting in the host chair for that episode?
Oh, you know, it was fine. It was fine. It took me back to my acting roots. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we'll get you to do it again sometime soon,
Maybe
right?
so, maybe.
There you go. See, I don't put people on the spot. It has been a good season for you so far.
It has.
Nice starts. I heard great things about Ripcord.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a couple coming up that I think are really going to attract a lot of attention. First one, whenever you put kids on stage, good things happen.
Absolutely, and it's a family favorite. So we've got Jungle Book coming up at the end of September, so that'll run on, sorry, I have to check my cheat sheet. That'll run on September 28th and 29th. The 28th will be an evening show, and the 29th will be a Sunday matinee.
Okay.
It's going to be great. And that's actually, that one holds a special place in my heart a little bit because the director of that show is a new director. Her name is Lily Ballinger, but she came up through the Stage 1 program.
Yes.
So she's a Stage 1 graduate, and now she's directing for Stage 1, and it's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's always good to kind of keep it in the family sometimes, and it's also good to have new people involved in the directing. They get a different perspective.
Yes, absolutely. And Lily has just taken to it. She's doing a wonderful job with all those kids, and they really like her, and it's going to be a great show.
Your next show up, one that I think a lot of people are going to have some fun with also, Calendar Girls.
Yes, so Calendar Girls will happen in October. That's our October show from Main Stage. It's the adaptation of the movie Calendar Girls, so some people might be familiar with that. It's this group of women who are a little older and are volunteering for this cancer hospital, or cancer wing of a hospital, and they want to raise a little bit of money because one of their husbands had passed away from leukemia. So they want to raise a little bit of money for this hospital, and they decide to do an alternative calendar. So they take risque photos of themselves and sell this calendar. Well, it ended up doing so well that in real life, it's based on a true story.
Yes.
They were able to actually build an entire wing for this cancer center. So it's wonderful. It's heartwarming, it's funny, it's about relationships and life, and it's going to be great. And that is on October 18th and 19th, and then again on the 25th through 27th.
Okay. Those are shows that we are going to be looking for. You've got a couple that are in the works that are going to be happening. I know you've got they're probably practicing already for the holiday show.
Oh yeah, so we just did auditions for Christmas Carol, Christmas Carol the musical. So even if you're familiar with the show, you may not be familiar with this adaptation. The music is really fun, it's updated, and that is a huge cast. So there are 120 roles in that show. Yes, we won't cast 120 people. I don't think our building can handle it, but we will cast, I think she's hoping for about 50 people to do multiple roles. So that one's going. We've got rehearsals going for Jungle Book. Rehearsals for Emma will be coming up for Stage 1. So yeah, we have a full house right now.
If people want to keep up with what's going on throughout your entire upcoming season, how do they do that?
You can visit us on Facebook at Richmond Civic Theater, or you can go to www.gorct.org.
All right, check them out online and definitely enjoy the shows at Richmond Civic Theater. Welcome back to this edition of Access to the Arts. Appreciate you watching and keeping up with what's going on in the arts around Wayne County. I've got Monica Coachline here with me from the Richmond Symphony Orchestra, but that's not really the reason you're here.
No, I am here to talk about something else that's very exciting today.
It is City Arts, which used to have the City Life name, and last year I think it became City Arts.
Kind of City Arts, just to kind of highlight the arts. City Life just seemed a little uninclusive, and City Arts kind of simplified things for us. This year it's City Arts on Fire.
Okay, so you're still gonna you're still gonna do the pond fire.
We are still doing the pond fire. Yes.
This is an evening event for the most part.
Yes. Saturday, October the 5th. kind of 5 to 7, we have some arts activities, and then 7 to 9, we're going to have Pavel with us, Pavel in direct contact.
Nice.
On a stage while the pond is burning in the background.
Okay. You're going to have a dance, so you can't have Pavel in direct contact and not have room for dancing.
We'll have plenty of room for dancing. We're really excited about something new and fresh.
New and fresh. The city life became city arts. It's going to kind of morph again a little bit and become part of something else. Why don't you talk about that and why that's happening?
So the arts have been together a long time, working together, and in particular over the last few years, we've said to ourselves, it feels like we're doing something free in this community every month. Now, just off the top of my head, because I will forget something, but you know, January is the Meltdown, April is Spanisco, May is the Chocolate Garden, June is Community Orchestra in the Park, July Civic Theater wants to do something downtown. You know, just every month there's a free activity going on with the arts.
Sure.
And so often we add on to those events. So for example, at Pottery Palooza, I paid for musicians to be there to enhance that event. So I think what we're going to do is try to do more of a City Arts Celebration series, which is just trying to plan one free arts activity that we highlight each month. Throughout the year. We may still do something down in the park, but it won't just be a one-time event. It'll be a year-round celebration of what we're doing.
Really provided people a real chance to access the arts, and in various places. Obviously, Elstro Park is used, Glenn Miller is used,
Richmond Art Museum,
the
Rose
so
Garden.
You all are really spotlighting the amenities that exist here.
Absolutely, and that's what we want to do. We want to be a part of this community. We want to enhance what's already great about Richmond.
City Arts coming up October 5th. People want to put that on the calendar.
They do, because it's a big deal. We'll have food trucks, we'll have spirits, alcoholic spirits, and a little bit of water. We're just going to have a really nice evening. Really looking forward to just a beautiful time out in Glen Miller Park by the pond.
And it is very much a family-friendly event.
It is very family-friendly. Everyone is welcome, so we're excited.
Okay. Real quickly, I know that you didn't come here to do that, but how's the orchestra season coming?
Well, we're really excited. As a matter of fact, just this Sunday, if I remember, that's September 15th, but I don't worry about the date, I just know it's on Sunday. We actually have the orchestra coming back for a full day rehearsal, and we'll kick off the season on Friday, September 21st with a visit from Anton Nell. Season tickets are going well, but we still have some available. Just a really exciting time of the year. I'm so excited to have him back in town.
Symphony Orchestra website if somebody's looking for information on shows and tickets.
richmondsymphony.org. Phone number 765-966-5181.
Monica, it's always good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you too.
Welcome back to this edition of Access to the Arts. I'm Eric Marsh. I want to thank Denise Retz and the Parks Department for allowing us to use their facilities. We've recorded somewhere in the parks a few different times while we've been doing this show, and we appreciate their support. Joining me in the chair right now, Amy Dudas from DIVA. How are you?
Hi, Eric. I'm fine.
Good. Your improv series has been going very, very well.
It has.
Your next one has even elevated that a little bit more because you've added a show.
Right, exactly. So October 4th, that's a Friday evening, 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock with celebrity guest Roxy Deer. Her 9 o'clock show sold out in less than 48 hours. So it's very possible that these shows will be sold out by the time this airs.
Okay.
But we did add a Saturday show. So October the 5th at 8 o'clock, there will be a bonus performance of the Department of Improv featuring Roxy Deer. And we're actually going to make it a bit longer, so it'll be about an hour and a half.
Okay.
And it will be the filters off version.
I was going to ask, was the Saturday night filters on or off?
It's filters off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's probably going to sell out pretty quickly, too.
I would think so.
You're a November performer. You line them up pretty quickly.
We do line them up. So November 1st is Erica Kretschmann. She's an endocrinologist at Reed, and people see her occasionally on the Richmond Civic Theater stage. So we're really excited to work with her on that day.
Interesting. You see people in their job, and then you see them in a venue like this, and it's something completely different.
It's very different, yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
One of the things that you and Andy have talked about periodically is allowing other artists to use the DIVA space.
Right.
You've got one of those first openings coming up. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, sure. On October 12th, It is Dark Parlor Spirit Theater with Anthony Truitt. It's at 9 o'clock on that date. He promises an evening of creepy fun and ghostly experimentation.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but
I don't know. We'll all find out. It sounds really fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that you all have coming up is what you're calling a chamber series?
Correct. So October 13th will be the first in what we hope is a quarterly series, DIVA Chamber Series. Essentially, anyone can sign up for a 5 or 10 minute slot and perform either a solo piece of classical music or even a piece of chamber music with a quartet or a trio or whatever. And just basically a quarterly recital of people who love to play music.
Okay, so just people that are out there in the community who
Correct.
have played, who want to do a
Right.
little performance.
Right, exactly.
If they want to sign up for that, how does that get done?
They would go to the website imadiva.org, and on the calendar, all they have to do is simply register for a slot. A slot is 5 minutes, but people can certainly take 2 if they have a piece that's longer than 5 minutes.
Okay. Are you playing?
I am, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. We've got the improv, we've got Tony Truitt's Spirit Theater or
Right.
something along those
Right.
lines. This is going to be ghostly fun. And the Chamber Series.
And the Chamber Series.
Check out the DIVA website if you want more information. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks to everybody who gave a little time and came out and enjoyed Elstro Plaza with me on this month's Access to the Arts. As we head out of here, we'll give you a lot more information about things that are coming up as you access the arts in Wayne County.
This episode of Access to the Arts is being made possible through the support of First Bank Richmond, with 8 locations serving Wayne County. First Bank Richmond and you, doing great things together.